Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Che from The Standard. Glad to see you again in the video today. I want to talk about the market situation. Recently, stock market were very volatile and Nasdaq index went down by 361 points last night or 2.7%. And today, Hang Seng index also dropped again near 29,000 level. So what happened? And second, I want to talk about the supply chain in China. People said supply chain will be moved to US. Will it be happen? Is it possible? I will talk about the BYD company, how they make masks in China. And in just a few months, they built the #1 mask manufacturer in the world, creating 100 million masks per day. How amazing that is. So what happened to this company? And what is the future of this company, especially in its battery development and its electric car development? So Warren Buffett still holding this share. What price did he buy this share? And why is he still holding? I will talk about this in this video. Stay with me. Let's talk about the US stock market. Last night, something happened in the market and give an excuse for the investors who sell. The US February ADP job data increased by 117,000, less than expected 177,000. So 60,000 less jobs was available. So people will ask, the economic data was quite good and the economy is on the recovery. What happened? In March, mid-March, possibly the 1.9 trillion US dollar stimulus plan will be implemented. And also we can see the Fed Beach Book showing that the enterprise, the business confidence is picking up. So all the data looks good. What happened? Actually, you can see people are spending more money and have more income in January. The January personal income increased by 10%. The family wealth increased by 2 trillion US dollar. And the spending increased by 349 billion US dollar. What happened? Why was there such increase? It is because the US government is giving everyone 600 US dollar. But they are not spending too much. They try to keep it as a savings. So although the first quarter GDP will be expected to increase by 10%, but actually this kind of wealth effect is not passed into the job market. If looking at the job market, the manufacturing sector, the number of jobs decreased by 14,000. But also we have some increase in the business service sector, increased by 22,000. In the trade, transport and public utility sector, increased by 48,000. Figure not that bad, but in the manufacturing sector, it's not that good. So what does it mean? Okay, what happened to the manufacturing sector in US? The number of jobs is decreasing. Okay, I talk with you about this point in 2 or 3 minutes later. Before that, I want to share the Nasdaq chart with you. It shows the Wednesday night closing went down by 361 points to 12997. So let's have some technical indicator to help to decide how to do, what to do. If you look at this chart, basically the Nasdaq index keep rising within the range of the Bollinger Band. So upper limit has a resistance, but the lower limit still have a support. So you can see in the top right hand corner of the chart, the chart movement looks like it will repeat last September's movement. That means it may take 2 or 3 weeks time to have a correction such that the market will be more healthy for further upside. So why do I say that this is a correction? Let's look at the fundamental factors affecting the market now. Now the money is so abundant and liquidity is still the main reason or the driving force of the market to go up. So what happened? Commodity price go up, metal price, agricultural product price, oil price all go up. I think the trend will continue. And people are selling US Treasury. Why? Because they did not trust US dollar. So they want to sell US dollar Treasury bond. Bond price drop, that means interest rate go up. So that's the reason why the US Treasury yield, 10-year yield, went up to 1.6% level recently, and now it's around 1.5%. So that is not the reason people are scaring the interest rate will rise very soon. It's just because they are dumping the US Treasury. And at the same time, as economy is recovering everywhere, commodity price is going up. So what will happen? Will US increase the interest rate to curb the inflation? If this happens, stock market will not be good. But in my opinion, US will not increase interest rate so easy. So I would say if US keep the interest rate at lower level, even though it's 1%, 2%, or even 3%, the level is still acceptable if the economy can recover and S&P 500 companies, their dividend yield can also recover. So I would say this is a healthy correction, but it takes time. For the time being, it's a difficult time. Share price may drop, but let's be patient. Okay, I just mentioned the manufacturing sector. The number of jobs is decreasing. Why? Donald Trump has been the president in the last 4 years, and he keeps saying that let's ask people to come back to America and set up the factory. So we will take back the supply chain from China. But what happened? Manufacturing jobs still falling. Okay, I'll give you an example about the BYD company. This is electric car company invested by Warren Buffett in 2008. His cost was $8, and now the stock price is around $200. So what happened to this company? So this is selling the electric car, right? In the past, performance was not good, but last 2 years, this company become to make profit, and the profit is growing very fast. For example, last year, people is expecting BYD can make about 4.6 billion RMB, compared with 2019, which was 1.6 billion. So the increase percentage is over 200%. Okay, what happened to this company? Last year, February and March, when the COVID-19 pandemic was very serious in Wuhan, there's come the problem for the company because the company has 220,000 staff. Every staff is using 2 masks per day. That means almost 500,000 demand was there. So how can a company to find 500,000 masks per day? Everyone, everywhere, try to get the mask. So BYD, what happened? Okay, the manager decided to ask their 30,000 engineers use 3 days to make some draft the map, draft the design map to make a mass producing machine just in 7 days. They successfully produced a mass making machine. Okay, how about the filter melt blown cloth, the special cloth to make masks? The price went up to 0.7 million RMB per ton. So expensive. So What happened to BYD? They just decide to make it by themselves. They just use 3 weeks to design, set up the machine, and find the raw material. 3 weeks later, okay, they can produce this filter melt-blown cloth by itself. Nowadays, today, BYD is producing 100 million masks every day. 100 million. Number one in the world. Not only the company can provide sufficient masks to China, and they can even export to other countries, such as Italy and Serbia. So this is the result. You can see how China's manufacturing sectors always can do something in quick response with people, with technology, with the space, and with the energy, and also the social responsibility. So this is what happened in the manufacturing sector. And it's not easy for people to go to the rest of the world and move the factory away from China with such a high efficiency and with such so many people, so many staff, so many technicians already there. So this is the thing I want to share with you about how BYD can respond so fast and make the mass factory become the world number one. Okay. Besides, the president of BYD, Mr. Wang Chunfuk, give you some very good insight. What is that? He talked about 370%. What are they? First, China is importing 72.3% crude oil. 72% of the crude oil consumption need to be imported. And 70% of the imported oil is from the sea. And 70% of the imported oil is being used in the transport system. So this is a very big demand and highly reliable on the oil import. China's oil reserve is only sufficient for 28 days. US is different. US once need to import the oil, but once they discover the shale oil, now they can self-sufficient. They can be self-sufficient, no need to import. But China still need to import a lot of oil. But we should not rely on this because oil is such an important energy source, but it will come to an end soon. And it's controlled by Middle East with many political reasons behind. Okay, Mr. Wang suggests to use solar energy. If 1% of the desert in China is being installed by those PV projects, if we install the solar panel in the desert, just cover 1% of the desert, the energy it can generate can be adequate for the whole consumption of China. No need to use the electric power generator anymore. No need to use the coal power generator. No need. Actually, Europe is going to Africa to buy desert. Buy the desert, install solar panel, and then install electric cable through the sea bottom and transfer the electric power back to Europe from Africa. So this is the trend. Mr. Wang also said sun energy is unlimited, but at the night time there is no sun. So what is the most important technology you need to develop? It is to save the energy in the daytime into the battery so that you can use anytime. So battery development is another very important milestone. And BYD has developed the lifeline electric battery, just like a thin life, very thin, rectangular shape, can install many different parts and then become a battery panel so that they can support the electric power in their electric car in this year. So in June, possibly, the model EV car with this life battery can be go into the market. So you can look at the chart, look at the graph of photo of this EV car. Looks very nice, and the duration may be around 600 kilometers. So that means once you fully charge the battery, the car can sustain for 600 kilometers. And the battery can be recharged by 2,000 times. So this kind of technology is being developed in the BYD company. So I would say in the future, if China totally rely on the solar energy and the battery technology is very important, BYD will have a very promising future. And its electric car, once it goes to the market, will be welcomed by the market very much. So maybe it's a time for you to accumulate this share little by little. No need to be hurry, but you should make use of this market correction to think about the future. Lastly, I want to talk about those shares I have recommended here. Recently, the market is not that good and they have some correction as well. Malcolm Power 1183, China Bull Chemical 3983, sorry, and Higher Smartphone 6690, and Cardio Flow 2160. So these four shares, I would say you should keep it. Don't worry about that. Another share, Base Care, code number 2170. This share is not that good. If there's some rebound, maybe you have to sell it if you already have it. So this is what I want to share today. Market is volatile and current situation is not easy, but be patient, keep your confidence. So thank you.